All right.
Mayday, bitches.
Broadcast.
Hello and welcome to the broadcast with Amanda, Shandy, and Colleen. My name is Colleen.
My name is Amanda.
And I'm Shandy.
Welcome to our 4th birthday party show, everybody. How is it going?
Oh, so good.
Good. Can't believe we're here.
I know.
There.
Another year. They fly by so quickly.
Honestly, this one, so wait, hold on, let me do the spiel, because the last time I'm going to say it, this is season 4, episode 45, episode number 180. Next year, Shandy, we go back to the numbers all matching up. So 5.1 will be 181, 5.2 is backwards.
Oh,
It's very confusing. I know, right?
nice.
So we'll go back to that. But yeah, so we were talking and before we started, and I don't know what JP is doing. So we're on Zoom live. JP is doing some kind of magic trick in the video. 2 plus 2 = 4.
Sounds like.
What?
First word.
Yeah, first word. Fuck. Second word. Anyway, so going back to, this is going great. Going back to what we were just talking about, you said it seemed like a short year. To me, it seemed like a really long year. Like, I was looking at the episodes because I had asked you guys, and this goes to anybody out there, but I also didn't want to make it like, I don't know, all like me. But like, if you could like think about what your favorite moment or funny moment from an episode or episode in general was this season, so we could like, I don't know, look back and laugh and kumbaya and all that shit. And Amanda's like, well, let me pull up a list. So I pulled up the list of episodes as well, and I had totally forgotten that Wow Broads Wow started this season. Like, to me, that felt like 4 seasons ago.
Oh, sorry.
No, people can see what I was doing.
Yeah.
That weren't the patrons because they were there.
Right.
Wow.
Great podcasting.
Wow.
What a good way to start the season. It's a good one.
Good time.
That was really funny, though.
Yes. So anyway, here we are. Before we keep going, we need to say happy birthday to Maggie, whose birthday is today, and
Yay!
Hey, happy birthday, Maggie.
And Mike, who's listening to this but asleep already, so he's not actually here, whose birthday was yesterday's. And Mr. Mandy, whose birthday is tomorrow, I think. So happy birthday to all of the Geminis. Woo!
Yay, very happy birthday, everybody.
Happy birthday.
So anyway, how is it going? Anybody out there want to start? Feel free, chat, to jump in if you want to.
It's going. I finished the class that I took, which is insane to me that I took an entire course now during the whole COVID situation.
Wow.
Got an A. Yay.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
But it's just crazy. I'm glad I did it. I'm also glad it's over. But I can't believe that happened, and like we're still sheltered in place. It's wild.
Yeah, it's like time is sort of sped up and slowed down in
Yes.
equal measure.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah, that's it. I kept thinking today was the 15th. It's not. It's the 16th today.
It's true.
I think. I'm still actually not certain what day it is.
It's the 16th. We are in the second half of June.
Ask Maggie, it's the 16th.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
That's true.
I was talking to somebody about how
Hey, June Pro.
right.
Yeah,
Yes.
for real though.
But 2020, I think we all have sort of agreed, has been just like a crazy dumpster fire of a year. Like this is just like up there, I think. And I was saying like, oh, I wonder what the second half of the year has in store for us, because it is now June. Like we are halfway through this year, and that to me is insane too.
Do you
Yeah,
really
I
want
didn't
to
think
know?
about that till this very moment, and you bringing it up. So excuse me while I
Good.
have an aneurysm and I'll recover. Keep talking. Oh,
I don't want to know what's gonna happen. I don't want to know. I'm good for once. I'm good. We get to go back to the bomb shelter because apparently Iran and China are fighting with each other, and North Korea wants to invade South Korea or whatever it is. And I think we need to go back to the bunkers, everybody. Like, we need to go back to some season. Was that 3? Was that 2? I don't even remember.
3. I think it was season 3.
Sounds right.
It feels like it wasn't that long ago, but I also don't know what day it is, so don't trust me in time.
Oh, good times.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So, have you guys had a good week? Good weekend?
Oh, I had a great weekend. We went up hiking, like up just a little bit up north, like in the Santa Cruz area, and like I think we're able to do that now. You're not like going very far away from home, but we always sort of forget about going up there. Like we always go down. Sometimes you can go up, but we always go. We always go south to Big Sur.
Said you can go down.
Yes, going down has it's definite positives, but it was nice. It was a nice little like change of scenery.
Drier up there? I'm just kidding. Sorry.
I mean, traditionally it would be, wouldn't it?
We'll see some huge redwoods up there.
Oh.
Make what you will of that. Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, we will. Well, that sounds lovely.
Yeah, that sounds very nice.
It was very nice. We also actually we went up twice.
Now you're just showing off.
Yes. The first time with our bikes, like to go on a bike ride up there, and we used like the bike rack that we bought years ago and had never used, and we used it for the very first time. I was very nervous that our bikes would somehow become detached or something and fall off on the highway and kill someone, but it's a good product. It worked. Yay. Good to go. It was a success. We got our bikes up and we got our bikes down. Successfully.
Good job.
Oh, very good. We had Zach's birthday party this weekend.
Oh, I know. I was thinking that when the theme song was playing and Zach's little voice, and it's like, wow, he's not a little
no, and it's so funny
anymore. He's a full-grown boy.
He is. He's 6 years old. He was
crazy.
We recorded the first episode on June 14th, 2016, the day after his second birthday. Barack Obama was still president, and I was living in that shitty townhouse that I hated. Different world, guys.
Yeah.
We've come a long way.
We have come a long way.
Yeah. In 4 years, but
yeah. So tell us about the birthday party.
So, we had and I think I talked about this before, but I don't know if I've edited it out or left it in, but we had told him a month or so ago, I don't think you're gonna be able to have friends at your party with friends this year. And he was so cool about it. He was like, that's okay, as long as I can have my family here. So we had gone up for my grandma's. I know he was so great about it. We had gone up for my grandma's birthday. He has a pretty good understanding about what is going on with the virus. And even now, Alex is like, I said something to him the other day and I was like, Alex, can you do this? He's like, no. And I was like, why not? He's like, the virus. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. You are 2 years old. Stop it. So I know.
Wow.
But anyway, so it was just when we went to Long Island last weekend, we did something at my parents' house with some of my extended family because nobody wanted to travel down here. And my sister and her family were they have a place in Marco Island in Florida, and they're there for a month now, and they left last week. So it's just my parents and my sister Christy, my youngest sister, and then Jay's parents and his sisters and their family. So it was pretty low key. And I think Zach did really great with that. The only thing he really wanted to do was have a Nerf gun fight or like a water gun fight or something. So I was like, okay, surely we can make that happen. And, so he was relaxed. He was low key. It was really great. And then, at the end of the day, I was like, okay, Zach, you ready for your water gun fight? Like, let's go surprise Daddy. And we filled up the water guns and we went outside. And of course, Jay's sister, yes, I am calling you out, Aunt Heather, walked in as we were filling up the water bottles. And like, I think I jumped like 15 feet in the air because I was like, what are you doing here? I mean, hi, don't say anything. We're going to come around and surprise you. And then like, as second she got there, she started laughing and like squealed on us. So they kind of knew that we were coming. I know, right? Again, I'm calling you out, Aunt Heather. And so they were kind of ready for us, but it was still fun. Everybody was really good sports. And then we, had a little water gun fight. So it was really fun. And my sister got a lot of it on video, which was fun. And I think Jay's going to put that in a Geeked Out Life video, something. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe he was just telling me that. I know. But yeah. So that was our fun little weekend. And then it was just gorgeous weather. And that was really nice because it's been raining nonstop since Sunday night now.
To make up for it. Can't take a good day without a bad one.
That's all right. Eric in the chat says, or Eric in the Zoom, because he's on the call, duh, I keep forgetting that everybody's here. Eric says, this season of The World feels like season 3 of Lost. The writers don't know where they're going, and they bring up storylines like the murder hornets that they never explain or finish. We need to bury it like the Nikki and Paolo storyline.
That's real.
That's real.
That is really real.
There's actually a lot of things that just keep getting thrown out there, and I'm like, but what about the tattoos? There's got to be a better reason for the tattoos. I don't understand. And then Randy followed up with Razzle Dazzle, which was Nikki and Paolo's episode. Anyway, if you're a Lost fan, you'll get it. That's funny. So anyway. Amanda, did you have a good weekend?
I did. I went to a Black Lives Matter protest on Sunday. That was a lot bigger than I was expecting. So I think I mentioned last week, I have a friend of a friend that was was taking donations to buy supplies to give out to protesters. And like, she's just an amazing human being in general, but raised over, I think the final count was like $14,000.
Wow.
So, used what she needed to buy supplies for 8 days and then donated the rest to the Marsha P. Johnson Institute. Oh, sorry, I heard myself in repeat.
You're good. It's okay.
Okay. So Daniel and I went, it was at the Brooklyn Museum. It was like a couple thousand people. Like you see the like aerial shots of it. I've sort of seen on Instagram the past couple of days, and it's just insane. I'm a little like, it's a pandemic. What were we thinking? We might have COVID. I don't know. But it was also really inspiring. It was it was for Black trans women.
So that was the Sunday one, that was the Sunday one. And
you
just totally undersold that. There were not thousands of people there. They were like capital letter thousands of people.
It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing, and it was so well organized. So it started as a rally at like the steps of the Brooklyn Museum, and then it proceeded into a march. I don't know where the march was going because again, we were handing out supplies and stuff, so we were staying in our sort of zone. Mm-hmm. But it was just so well organized. They had, they were like, Black trans women are going to lead this march because this is who it's in support of, and everyone else will support them and follow. And people just lined up really respectfully. The bikers were at the very end. I have never been to such an organized march in my entire life. It was so inspiring, and it was just really incredible to just be able to lend my support and play a teeny minuscule little part in such a bigger thing. Yeah. But the other cool thing I did this week, I went into Manhattan for the first time in 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah. A friend of mine bought an apartment, and I
Wow.
finally got it. Yeah. She's just an amazing human being as well. Has done very well for herself. But went in to see her. There's an express bus from my neighborhood in Brooklyn that takes me to Lower Manhattan, which is sort of where she lives, which is why I went, because I sort of felt more comfortable doing that. I still am not ready to get on the subway. That just sounds like the worst place you could be in a pandemic or just ever in life, even in the best of times. Uh, but I took the bus. I was the only one on the bus. It was just me and the driver.
Oh, nice.
He called me ma'am. I didn't appreciate that. But what are you gonna do? And it was really lovely. It was the furthest I had been from home in a very long time, and it was very good to see my friend. I got shockingly emotional. I'm like, you're a real person. Can I hug you? But
Wow.
it was very nice. It was very nice.
Good. I'm glad. Does anybody out there want to unmute themselves? Do they have anything that they want to talk about? Kayla, your eye shadow is giving me life right now.
It's so good. It's so good.
Thank you. I did it really quickly too. I was like, I want to do something Pride, but like make it easy. And luckily I have a palette that like has almost everything except orange. So I was like, okay, just throw it on.
Yeah, nobody looks good in orange anyway. It's fine.
Yeah. It's not a good color.
My eyes do. I have blue eyes, so
All right.
it complements them.
How's your birthday?
It's been a good birthday. It's been kind of low key. I got a delivery of flowers from my dad today, and then a
Aw.
delivery of some balloons from a coworker, and went out to dinner with my family and got some stuff there. So it's just been kind of a nice low key hanging out day. So it's been good.
Good.
Great.
And
It's the year that I think everybody is realizing that low-key birthdays are okay.
yeah.
Turns
Well,
out, yeah.
Turns
I
out.
started celebrating on Sunday. I did got together with friends Sunday afternoon outside, and that was so kind of been celebrating for a few days now, so it's been good.
Nice.
Gotta make it to a birthday week, so
Yeah, I support that
Okay,
100%.
That's good.
I was
I
talking.
saw,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I saw Tasia in the flesh a couple of times actually, but we went on a socially distanced walk.
Nice.
Yes, it was nice.
Love it.
That's awesome. I was talking to somebody today whose birthday was on Sunday, and they told me that they had a Zoom toga party birthday.
Oh my God, I love that so much. What a brilliant idea.
I know.
That reminds me. Our neighbors were telling us they had a sort of like Zoom type party where everyone like dressed up like you're going to a club, and then they all were listening to the same music because they have some friends who yeah. And so somebody was, DJing or whatever, and so then everyone like got into that channel, so they were all listening to the same music, and they were all like dressed up and then had their computers, and
That's fun.
interesting. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Good times.
These are all good ideas. I might employ them for my birthday.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Can we have a Zoom broadcast toga party?
Yeah, of course we can.
Can we do this, guys? Everybody thumbs up me if this is a thing that is possible, because
Yes.
I am like so here for doing this.
Yes. Yes.
AP is double thumbs upping. I'm like, yes, you're given. Oh my God, that would be so fun. All right, decided. Tuesday, July 14th is hereby Amanda's birthday party Zoom day.
Perfect. I love it.
All right, we'll all meet here live again. Guys, remember before this show started, we were trying to figure out what weeks we were going to take off over the summer since nobody's traveling anymore. It's not going to be that week.
Right. Yeah, no, exactly. I was gonna go on a 3-week long vacation. I thought, whatever, if I'm driving and we're just camping, it'll be all right. But then yeah, I don't know. It just seems like all the cases are going up everywhere, and it might not be the responsible time to like
Except
go on a long road trip. So
Yeah.
it was funny because New York is like one of the only places that's not going up. And as we pointed out this weekend to my mom, we were like, yes, because everybody's already gotten sick there. There's nobody left to get sick.
Yeah, I think there is something to be said about that. And
Interesting.
Joke, bad.
also, still, there's nowhere to go. So.
Also, there's nowhere to go. Let's see. In the chat, Tasia said I have a Zeus wig and beard to go with the toga from my days teaching 6th grade history.
Oh, I love it. I am going to request that you wear that
Too.
if I can.
Eyebrows that went with it too, and they were like really big and bushy. Like it was, the whole thing was amazing. Lost the eyebrows though.
Oh.
Oh, bummer.
Just get like cotton balls and like stretch them out.
That's true. You have enough time to workshop it. It's a couple weeks away. You've got some time.
Randy said, for senior any dress day in high school, I wore a toga and wrapped myself in Christmas lights and plugged myself in when I was in a room. That's really funny.
Nice.
Awesome. Okay, so you're going to get that together. You have another month until July 14th. So get those Christmas lights out. Christmas in July! Christmas toga party in July!
Yes!
I'm a fan.
I like it. This is going to be really good.
JP said I'll eat a Caesar salad for the toga party.
It works. I'll allow it.
Rose's birthday is July 19th, which I did not know that. So now I'm going to write that in my little notebook calendar that's your birthday. So
I like it.
So we
Fellow
get
Cancer.
birthday party, a dual birthday party for.
I like it.
Yeah. JP said, "Can I just bring 8 candles for the Christmas toga party?"
Of course.
Look, you should come up with like a menorah toga. Points for creativity.
Mm-hmm.
He also has Loki in the background of his screen right now for a Loki birthday.
Clever.
It appears that everyone in the chat, half of our attendees now have the broadcast birthday party background, which is really
Love it.
And not to call out Jacob or anything, but I'm going to. I had asked him to send me an updated version without the hat, because the hat is very like 2017 and not very 2020. And he never sent it to me, so that was what I was stuck with using. Maggie said that she got a cameo for her birthday.
Ooh.
Lottie Verbeek from Outlander. Did I pronounce it right, Maggie?
Which one is that? I'm looking it up.
Gayless. Did you watch Outlander? Gayless from Outlander.
I've seen.
You've seen the first season. She's in the first season. She's a redhead.
Oh yeah. She's awesome.
It was really cool.
The next thing is a spoiler that Tasia said. But
Yeah, so close your eyes if you haven't watched it and don't want to be spoiled.
It's good. You'll forget from now and then. A lot happens.
oh, speaking of, I have sad news.
Oh no.
I was voted out 5th on that Survivor thing I was doing.
Dude, I had not done the calculations. I didn't realize it was 5th, but that's the place that I was voted out and the first time that I played.
Right.
And then I won, and that's also the place that Kelly Wentworth was voted out the first time that she played. And so all I'm saying is you need to play again.
It's a lucky number.
It's a good place. It's a lucky number. It's a good place to be voted out. And then you come back and nobody if you don't make it to the merge the first time, you're fine. You're under everyone's radar.
I don't know about that. So,
Good point.
I don't know. I was blindsided a little bit. I was told there's going to be this other person all week long. And then the day of, I was like, how does everybody feel? Like, all my Alliance members, I was Slack because we're doing it on Slack. And I was like, how does everybody feel about tonight? And they were like, good. Are you still feeling person's name? Because I don't want to I don't think any of them are listening, but I don't want to, I said I wouldn't interfere I told the producers I wouldn't interfere after, so I'm not going to say who it was. And they were all like, yeah, what do you think? And literally I noticed that whole day that nobody asked me or nobody said I am going to vote for blank. Like they all you still feel like that. And I tried to get like when I realized it when I was actually in Walmart, and I was like in Walmart buying champagne for my sister, and I was in the aisle and I was like, that's so funny. Like this person is just like this person a couple of minutes ago, and nobody will say it to me. And like, you know, I just was like, so you're still voting for them? And they said yes. And I was like, okay, well, maybe it's like they don't want it to get back to them, like this person, because I don't know, whatever. And then it's also really funny. So tribal council was at 9, and at like 8:30, I was down here talking to Jay, and I was like, I think I'm on the bottom of the 5-person alliance, but I don't think I'm number 6. So, and there's one more vote to merge. So I just need to get through this vote. And then we need to win the next challenge, and then I can make the merge, and then I don't care when I get voted out because I'm nosy and I want to watch the rest of the game. And Jay was like, well, you have, and then he was like, do you think you do? And I was like, I think so, but it's also not the end of the world, because it was like nonstop, like 24/7 with the slacks and the this and the that and the challenges. So, but I was having a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
Like it was actually really fun. I always thought that if I was ever on Survivor, the worst thing I could do was be like really bad at the challenges. Like I didn't have any confidence in myself, and I did really good in all of the challenges that like I was in. So like I actually had some confidence about that. I was like, yeah, I could do this challenge thing. Like what?
Nice.
So anyway, he had made a joke to me. I was like, it wouldn't be the end of the world if I got voted out though before the merge, because that's just so much time, like a time commitment. And at least my time commitment is like done. And I almost texted them all like, haha, my husband said if I get voted out before the merge. Oh, because then he was like, well, you're not going to be marriable then. And I almost made the joke. And then I was like, nah, don't do that. That's like coming on strong. And then we had a Zoom call 10 minutes before to like reaffirm that we were all on the same page. And this was the other indication, was I was like the only one talking on the Zoom call, and I talk a lot, but like there's other, like all those people are just like me, right? Like either they're RHAP podcasters, or they're people that are like, you know, have a big personality. They've played this before, and like they always talk. Like it was never like I was predominantly talking on our Zoom like tribe calls. Like it was very equal. And like it was literally just me, and everybody was like all weird and awkward. So I was like, tell me about Zach's birthday party coming up. So my thought was, oh, maybe reel it back in. They don't give a shit about a 6-year-old birthday party. And like then everybody was like, okay, well, we're gonna go get a drink and go to the bathroom before tribal. We'll see you in 5 minutes. And I was like, okay. And then I just thought, well, that's weird. But you know, everybody still said that they were good with the plan to vote out blank. And then I got blindsided 5-1, and that's how it goes. I don't know. I don't want. I only cried for a little bit when I didn't cry when I got voted out. I didn't cry when I was talking to producers after. It was when Jay came upstairs and asked me like what happened, and I said I got voted out, and it was when I said that. I started crying, and I was like, and then I just cried it out, and I was fine the next day. I was like, you know what? I got my life back. It's all good.
Yeah,
nice. It's a good way to look.
I'm glad you had fun though.
Yeah, me too.
I had a lot of fun, like, and maybe it was because I wasn't like intense 24 hours like with the strategy, because this is an actual Survivor. Like I still have to have a life. But
yeah,
that's real.
Fun. It was real. I had a really fun time. Every challenge was actually really fun. So
that's cool.
That's great.
I'm impressed.
Sorry guys, your girl's not dateable over here.
I don't understand the reference and wholeheartedly disagree.
I was going to say, I mean, technically you're married, so I guess you're not dateable. But then on the other hand, you know, you could just like download one of your dating apps, and there's always that.
I feel like this is a joke that I don't understand.
Survivor JJC, and the fact that I brought up that the only ads that I allowed to go on when Springer asked was dating apps. They made fun of me.
It sounded like Colleen, like legitimate, like whatever. It was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious.
It was the whole thing,
and it also made sense. Like when you were saying it, it was like okay,
right? Like, you know, with us, I would select different advertisements than with Survivor, but like Survivor's different. So I was just like, no. And the only one I said yes, I would allow was dating apps. So somebody that listens actually needs to tell me if anything other than a dating app actually ever appeared on the show. I
guess I mean, I should know because I listen, but I also fast forward through the ads. Sorry.
That's okay. I do too.
Yeah. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Anyway, I think we need to move on. Does anybody else have anything? Anybody from our call? I should shout out everybody that's on the call right now. So in order on my screen, so no particular order, I have Greg. Wait, what? Is somebody having sex upstairs? What's going on?
Hey, that's mine. Get your own thing,
That was-
Shandy. Get your own awkward neighbors.
That was a great episode. I don't know what's
That was
going
a
on
good
out there, but
Okay.
it was very loud. I don't know what's going on.
Was it fireworks? Have you guys been getting the fireworks? They're happening right now. They've been happening basically before the sun goes down every night for like a month.
We haven't,
Interesting.
but my sister told me because she's in Manhattan about how they've been going down, which my family was like, why would they do that? And I was like, oh my God, really? You're upset about that? There's other things, like focus, priorities, people. My dad did reference, she's never gonna hear this. Maybe I'll cut it out, but my dad called my neighbor a Karen, and I was fucking shocked that he knew what a Karen was. And it was the best moment of my entire weekend. Maybe my best moment of 2020 so far. It was awesome. Just saying. Anyway.
Nice.
It was
Amazing.
okay. So in order from screen to screen, and we just lost someone, so hopefully I can remember who it was. Greg, Eric, Ro, Randy, Dennis, Tasia, Kayla, Matt, Maggie, Judy, Jana, and okay, who else? Who did we just lose? I'm really sorry.
JP.
Oh, JP! Oh, nobody tell him that I didn't remember.
That's what happens when you leave a party early.
It's true.
That's the risk you take.
Somebody text him that he can come back in. I'll let him in. But seriously, nobody tell him that I forgot him. I'll put it in the bloopers. We'll see if he listens. Okay. Right, there's some talk about the Broadcast Book Club in our chat. I link to it in the show notes every week. So if you are interested in the thing that Matt set up on Goodreads, it is in our show notes. So if you hit scroll up, hit more, whatever it is, it should be in there. Anyway, okay. Before we move on, does anybody have anything? That's what I was going with. Anybody in the chat? Anybody have anything? Otherwise, we're going to move on. And there will be more. There will definitely be audience participation later on as well. Cool. Okay. So, Dennis, I need to give a shout out, made these awesome videos of us as though we were stand-up comedians in a club. I think it was like the Mulholland Drive Club or something. Hilarious. I listened to you guys before we started. Amanda, Dennis, what you did with Amanda is combining several episodes is genius. It is.
It must have taken you so long to do.
Dennis, do you want to unmute and talk about it at all, or?
I was under pressure to get it all done by today, so it did take a while.
Yeah,
I did
I'm
Colleen's
sure it did.
first. I took my time doing that and set most of the things up, so the other two were a little bit easier to do. But it was fun.
They are hilarious.
They were really good.
It makes it. It's crazy what that laugh track will do. It makes it sound like I'm funny.
Yeah,
It's
You
amazing.
are funny.
it makes you appreciate TV laugh tracks to some extent.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know?
They tell us when to laugh. They make it funnier.
It's true. Sometimes you just need to be told. But no, they were really great.
Yeah.
They were really fun to listen to. Thank you, Dennis.
Yes, thank you.
So if anybody wants to go listen to them, I will put them in the show notes, but they're also in the Jane Jack Facebook group. And we can link to them as well in the broadcast Facebook page. But my story is me almost getting kidnapped. Shandy's is her trying to not walk on the graves in the graveyard.
Yes. Stomping on my grandparents' graves and everyone else's.
And Amanda's is the highlight of our season, which was her story about her neighbors, boning upstairs, which I will never forget being able to hear that. Like, that was a highlight of just the broadcast in general for me.
Mhm.
Because,
I agree.
I mean, hello.
It was an experience.
Yeah, I mean, you can't write a better joke. It writes itself.
Yes, it does. So, but speaking of, today I found this article, and it reminded me of this, so it was perfect timing. A man has raised over $10,000 to tap dance over his downstairs MAGA neighbors, and he's donating all the proceeds to the ACLU.
So much. Oh, that's so good.
A 45-year-old man who lives in an apartment building in downtown Cleveland has raised thousands of dollars after posting a sign on his window as a joke. When Jet Croissant, I don't know.
His last name is Croissant. That's awesome.
Oh my God, this guy is my hero.
When he noticed his downstairs neighbor had put up Trump banners in their window amid all of the civil rights protests, he decided to post his own sign. It read, Venmo at Jet513, and I will tap dance at midnight. And it was, of course, in the apartment right above. There's a picture right above the Trump 2020 Keep America Great sign. He said that he did it for humor and expected to get $3 from anyone who would see the sign in real life, until a woman who lives across the street took a picture of it, posted it on her Twitter feed. And then it just, Twitter did its thing, as it does. It's why Twitter is better than Facebook sometimes. So her tweet was liked a couple thousand times. It had a reshare that went hugely viral, and it's now been liked 500,000 times.
Oh my God.
That's incredible.
So as of today, Tuesday, it has hit, and it has topped $10,000.
Can I just say, like, liberals and progressives are really fucking funny and clever and just have a great sense of humor. Like, we get that.
Oh, so good.
See, now
The other side doesn't get that.
I want to say
They're not funny.
I'm real sorry, Dennis. I know you hate when I say this, but I just want to say it's just the non-boomers. I'm just playing. We're like practically a boomer in cat years at this point. Okay, not even a laugh from Dennis. I feel bad now. He's all right. He wants to smile. He wants to smile on the inside.
Just among friends.
He made us a really
Eric,
funny birthday present.
See what we get next year.
This is gonna be tap dancing.
Seriously though, does the conservatives
Phone with a tap dancing audio to play outside our window?
See, that would be funny. But this is my point. Like, does the conservative side understand humor? I don't think so.
I don't think they appreciate humor.
But I thought that was the libs because they're snowflakes and they need to be owned. This is not right?
I mean, who can say with any certainty,
Yeah, you have to be smart to be funny. And
Everyone
it's better if you're empathetic too.
Yeah.
cut to Gott's Twitter feed tomorrow night. This person above me won't stop playing.
Well, stop tap dancing.
I can say it because he's not here.
Yeah, where is he, by the way? I brought the Gott tequila.
Oh,
Fancy.
so I got the same one as last time, which was delicious. And my thing. Oh, hey, you.
Happy birthday.
Hi. What's up?
Oh, hey.
Good. What's up?
I just want to say, hey.
Hey.
Hello.
It's got a great backgrounds. This is awesome.
I know. We had JP.
Yeah.
JP left us to go do a show with Jack. Boo.
That's what he left for.
Yeah, where's your voice,
He was
JP?
very vague in the chat. Had I
Mhm.
He was like, I don't want to podcast with a loser that got voted out 5th.
Hey, there's two of us in here.
Hey, at least you played the game.
I really had a lot of fun, and I'm really fine. It's fine. All right, we need to move on. It's getting kind of late. Let's see. All right. Everybody has the Venmo. Tomorrow night is the tap dancing. So my big thing tonight, and I didn't think about it until it was too late, is that I should have gone through the season and done a Broads trivia from the season, but I didn't, and I'm not willing to do that. So I think
that's
I'm
a lot of
gonna,
work.
like,
It's a ton of work.
over the next year as I'm editing, I think I'm just gonna like write down questions and then just put them together for
That's
next
good.
year. So stay tuned for our 5th birthday party, where I do.
I was going to say you should just get us a broadcast intern and make them do it.
No, I'll just do 5 years of Broads trivia. That's only a 1-season trivia for our 5th birthday.
Cool. I'm here for it.
Also, yeah. Yeah. I'm here for either.
Unless somebody wants to submit trivia questions for us before next week, but I don't think there's anybody out there listening to us right now that is as crazy as like Tim would have been to be like, okay, I'm on it. I'm going to go listen to 45 episodes in one day.
Challenge accepted.
Wait, who?
I know, right? That was my imaginary friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In my mind, he's a person that would do something as manic as that. So
It just seems like a thing that a Tim would do.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
yeah. But I did find this BuzzFeed quiz that we're not going to do this week, but I just thought it was really funny that I went to a broad quiz, and then I found one from last week. In this world, you're either an Abby or an Alana from Broad City.
Ooh.
All right, real quick. You can do it real quick, Shandy. This is my birthday present to you, and then we're moving on.
I need to start watching.
All right.
Yes.
Oh, hold on. We have somebody new joining us. Hello. Oh, she can't hear us yet. She's not connected. But if she was, I've joined enough Zoom meetings as a person connecting for a while. What my stare at the screen looks like, because I'm literally chronically late to almost every Zoom meeting if I'm not hosting it.
Same.
I'm like, I can get one more cup of coffee and then run downstairs. Let me just finish this laundry. Like I am.
It's like, you know what? I'm late to every meeting I go to in person, so why should virtual be any different?
I agree. That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah, I'm 2 minutes late everywhere. So
Anybody else late, or are you guys all people that would kill us if we were in a meeting with you? I know, Greg, you would kill us.
it's only 2-3 minutes. It's
Yeah.
not like
It depends. I mean, it depends who called the meeting and who the meeting's with. But yeah, sometimes.
Fair enough.
Or it's definitely like go to the bathroom, and it's like 30 seconds before the meeting starts.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's never 30 seconds when you're a girl. So yeah.
Right. But it's like, why? Like never before has the bathroom and my workspace been so close together, and yet. Yeah.
Fair.
It's fair.
Hi, Martha. Welcome. Since you're just joining us. Hello. All right.
Hello.
So we're doing this quiz as Shandy's birthday present. Amanda, I don't have a birthday present quiz to you, but I feel like that article was a birthday present for you.
Oh, yeah, I really appreciated that.
Yeah. So I don't know what you could do in retaliation. I don't know if sex rises.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just fine. I could do like tap shoes on my hands and like press on the ceiling.
Yes.
I could hand tap dance.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll workshop it.
You'll figure it out.
I'll
All
figure it out.
All right, real quick. Oh no, this is something you need to see the pictures to. All right, I'll share this in the chat. Shani,
Okay.
you guys can see the chat, right?
Yes.
Okay, real quick. Like seriously. Quickly. I know
Okay.
Matt. Listen, I want Matt Loves TV to take this as well, because I want to know if you're an Abby or Alana, because that's really my secret reason for doing this. I just purposely vocal fried for you. I just was hoping that you would take pity on me and do it. Okay, ready. Pick something to wear. Comfy thing with a sweatshirt tied around your waist, belly shirt, something sexy, and something cute with a bicycle. Something Taylor Swifty. Just think of that as like Taylor Swifty. I can already see where this is going. Munchies, the worm thingies, creepy crawlies, potato chips, French fries, or chocolate cake. Oh my
That
God.
looks like a good piece of chocolate cake. Just saying.
It does look really good.
But I'm going with potato chips because that's where my allegiance always lies.
Hmm.
What's a subway mishap that would happen to you? Falling asleep on the train, taking the wrong train, getting stuck between the car doors, or getting pulled into a Showtime performance?
Is there an option for all of them? All of
Definitely
the
fallen
above.
asleep
Amanda's
before.
like, I live in New York. It's literally any of these could happen to me. Anyway.
All of the above has happened at least once.
Pick an odd job: babysitter, temp, dog walker, or blogger. Well, clearly blogger.
Blogger, yeah.
Pick a classic New York food. I am going with pizza. Everybody else should as well. The only substitute that is acceptable would be bagel and lox. Actually, no,
Oh,
that's wrong.
dude, Chinatown dumplings.
I don't know.
I know, but
might,
it's not New York specific.
I'm going to go with the bagel, only because I'm a New Haven girl.
All right, fair enough.
I have pizza allegiances.
I'm gonna go with
Oh, I
pizza.
know. Oh, you're one of the. Oh my God, the person from my Survivor season that we were supposed to vote out instead of me
Uh-huh.
from New Haven, and that is what I talked to him about was New Haven pizza. I was like, oh my God, my friend is from New Haven. Where's by the pizza? And he was like, it's really good. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna vote you out. You're wrong.
He's not wrong, but he probably did get to be voted out, deserved to be voted out for another reason.
The pizza's what did me in. He was like, I can't work with you. You know, like New Haven.
I know it's hard for other people to be wrong, but New Haven pizza is the best. all I can say.
Okay. It's not. Pick a classic New Yorker thing to do. Have a certain train line you love and one that you hate. Rushing everywhere and getting sidewalk rage. Getting into a fight with a cab driver, or feeling more at home at your neighborhood bodega than anywhere else.
Rushing everywhere and getting sidewalk rage.
Same. That's just a me thing, I think.
Yeah, I feel like all of them apply.
How would people describe you? Sweet, funny, creative, or daring? How would people describe me, people?
Yeah, can we get some help from the chat here? I was looking for one of them to be nice. That's usually an adjective.
Nice.
They just screamed, is the worst an option?
Aww.
They think that you're the worst for saying that.
It's not very nice.
I will say creative. Pick some New York slang. Brick as in cold AF, mad as in very, dead ass as in for real, or dumb as in very. Like, no. Dream job, writer, actor, artist, or professor, writer, Rug City, actor. Oh, Gemma all the way. I'm not even gonna. Oh, Lincoln. Lincoln's my. Oh, Jaime. Oh, this is so hard.
Oh, I don't know who any of these people are.
I'm an Abby. The end.
Like another Broad City character?
I'm an Abby, and I've
Oh,
literally
Lincoln's great.
never been least surprised about anything.
Alana!
Yes, I'm still friends with Nuts.
I'm an Abby.
Excellent.
All right.
Okay. Let's see. In the chat,
That was fun.
see. Judy is an Abby, as is Tasia is an Abby. Randy is an Ilana. Kayla is half and half, which means she didn't take it. She's an Alana, though. Let's see. Greg got Alana. Ro is an Abby. And that's it. Anybody else? Wait. What? Kayla's holding her phone.
It's showing, yeah.
Anyway, all right. We have got a bunch of listener feedback, and we do want to leave a spot for you guys to talk as well. So let's see what we can get through so we can leave time for you guys. Does anybody want to volunteer? Do we have a Matt? Do we have a Matt's What She Says this week?
Oh, we have one from last week.
Okay.
Unless I missed if there was another one.
I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Yeah, we there was the one from last week that you guys didn't get to, and I had started one, but it was also like kind of a, it was a serious episode. But I found a few other extra quotes we can throw in.
Honestly, it's okay. It's probably a good thing that the serious episode.
That's wise. I think that's wise.
I'm not gonna be like, that's what she said during like brutality. Like that's
Right.
Smart.
You're not a monster.
Yeah.
I'm a human being.
Congratulations. You're not Ben Shapiro. Cheers. All right. We're going to start to take volunteers for anybody that wants to do the Math What She Said. We need at least 3 people. So come on. I need some new
Don't
people.
be shy.
Eric, Judy, Martha, Dennis. I would love to hear you do a Math What She Said because it's fun.
Hey, Kayla and Ro raise their hands as well.
Okay. Yeah, put the little hand raisey icon on your Zoom because I've literally never been in a call where I've always gotten to do that, but I've never actually been in a call where someone's done that for me. So do that. That would be really fun. Okay. But while everybody is doing that, oh, Martha, your birthday was last Friday? Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Hey, somebody's cat just said it. Is that a Fifi?
Fiona on the other side of the door. That is.
No, she wants to come
Wow.
over.
Yeah, she wants to come inside, but she
Come
can't.
over.
No.
Come here, baby. Come here. There we go. Baby.
Oh my gosh, she has so much to say. She's so opinionated.
No. Can you just close it? Thank you.
All right. As far as the facey back goes, Scott said, happy Broad's Day. What the hell day of the week is in anyway? I'm so confused. I'm also happy for a new broadcast. I'm pretty sure it was on time this week. It wasn't going to be, and then I got voted out, and I was sad. So I just said,
Oh.
true story. And then I went for a walk and felt better. Desiree said, yeah, we could have probably stopped this coronavirus in its track. Oh, this is in relations to Amanda's sharing the article from NPR about how everybody had shelter in place for a month. And Desiree said, we could have probably stopped the coronavirus in its tracks if we had all sheltered in place for a month. Unfortunately, I don't. Oh, there's Brooklyn. I don't.
Yeah.
That would have been.
Sorry, I'll mute myself.
Oh, it's okay. My husband and I had this discussion before, and he thinks that we should have shut down completely. I told him we couldn't keep the healthcare workers home. Hospitals and nursing homes have patients already in need of care before COVID. Also, other emergency services, 911 operators, police, EMTs, firefighters, etc. And then, of course, we need to get these people to work. They need a gas, bus, train, etc., etc. Many people can't afford to purchase 4 weeks of food to keep their family fed. So they would need to go to the grocery store go to the grocery shopping to avoid starvation. That means more people working, grocery stores, food banks, etc. And I'm sure there are other things that I'm missing too. There's no logistical way to completely shut down everything for 4 weeks. Wish we could have pulled it off. It would be great to be through this, especially now. I think I speak for everyone when I say that was the whole point of flattening the curve, is those who could stay home and do that could allow the people that couldn't stay home and do that to do that, so there were less people out in public. I know, Shandy, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and my sister mentioned it because, you know, she's the one that ran the marathon, that when she goes running, she walks to Central Park with her mask. She takes it off for her run, and then she puts it back on as soon as she's done. And she was like, I feel kind of bad about that. But I pointed out, I was like, but again, you're just helping flattening curve. Like, for the 45 minutes you're running, you're not with a mask, but you're wearing a mask everywhere else during the day. So instead of exposing maybe 300 people throughout your day, you're at home, you're walking with a mask, you're running without it, you're walking back home, you're maybe exposing 50 people. Like that's the point of flattening the curve, is to minimize the exposure, because there are definitely some situations in which you're not going to be able to help it. And there are people that are going to need to go to work. So, I think I agree with Desiree where it was never on the table for everything to totally shut down, but it's good that, all right, everybody's laughing and I want to know why. What? Tasia, Kayla, and Judy, what are you laughing at? I feel like a teacher in class. You guys gonna vote me out or something? Because that's where I'm going to right now. I'm very paranoid.
Oh.
It's Randy's background right now. It just popped up. It's the Midsummer background. I was like, oh, what a horrifying thing to have on the back of your screen. I like it.
Just kind of, that might be the star of tonight's nightmare.
Nah. It's pretty awesome.
Can you hear Brooklyn now?
Not really.
I can. Are those the fireworks or something more sinister? Okay.
Nope, those are fireworks, or I hope they're fireworks, and they'll probably go on till like 2 a.m.
All right.
It's for our birthday.
Yeah,
Yes.
basically. I called them
so
in.
nice
I
of
called
New
them in.
It's not.
It's not. I wish.
All right. Joanne says, thanks to the Our Fake History podcast recommendation. Starting at the start and already 7 episodes in. Well, that's exciting. Let's see. I'm going to play. I just clicked on a link to Randy's thing. I'm sorry. It's going to be really loud.
Hey, YouTube audience. Guess what? This pretzel right here just made
Pretzels.
Oprah's favorite things list.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
That was the ad.
All right, that was super professional. That was my bad. I didn't mean to click on it. And then once I did, I couldn't stop it. All right, moving on. Let me just move on.
That's what she said.
That was a really good one. Matt said I have a music recommendation. It's Jack Shane. Discovered her earlier this year looking up artists who died last year. She was a transgender woman of color who sang soul/R&B around the time of Aretha Franklin, Otis Redding, and James Brown. Sadly, it's no big mystery why she never got her due, but it is a shame because this music is killer. If you love classic R&B/soul from, I don't know why I keep saying slash, so from the 60s, and who couldn't use a little of that music nowadays, give her a spin. And then he has a link to the Spotify album, which now I'm definitely intrigued. So I'll put that in the show notes, and I will listen to that tomorrow morning when I'm doing my work at my desk. So thank you, Matt.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm, thank you.
Welcome. I can say that.
He also says, I should just have you like read this stuff, but it says, also checked out How Long Till Black Future Month by N.K. Jemisin, a short sci-fi short story collection. You know, I love my sci-fi.
Yeah.
And then finally, before we move on to the message, she says that you guys are going to do. Joanne says she finally decided to watch Sabrina.
Yes.
Yes.
Think of Tiger King, only like not real life. With magic. I love Sabrina so much.
And feminist themes. Tiger King does
Very true.
Tiger King is pretty far removed from feminist themes.
I'm sorry, I retract that statement. I meant the level of batshit. That's all.
That's fair.
Okay.
So she started it. She's watched the first 2 episodes. This is not a cute little comic based on the TV show. Not what she expected. Loving it already. Joanne, I hope by the time this episode comes out, you have finished the first season, and I thoroughly look forward to hearing what you have to say about it.
Yes.
Yes, keep us posted. Updates, please.
Please do. All right, who's doing the Master She Said? Because we are up to it. I've got a Maggie. I've got a Ro.
There was a Kayla, but she has gone away somewhere.
She's back.
Oh, she's back though.
There's a Kayla. Does anybody else want to? Because we can just divide this. More so.
You know you want to.
So I got Ro, Kayla, Maggie. Matt, do you want to do one? Judy, Dennis,
Sure.
Randy, Greg, Eric, Tasia. Did I say Tasia already? I think I did. Anybody? Okay. Do the little hand raisy thingy, I guess, and we'll unmute you. Kayla, the
actual hand.
All right. All right. Just, I guess, unmute yourself. Guys, we need to copy this in the chat, right?
Yeah, that probably is easier.
Okay. I'm just going to assume that everybody here is smart enough to count and follow along. So.
Oh, no, wait.
What?
I don't know. I've been drinking. I don't know if I can count.
I thought it was like highlighted or something.
Well, we should give everybody an order and then just
okay,
know the person before you.
Gotcha.
How did we do it last time?
We did color code it last time.
We did color code it last time.
I thought.
You know what? We're doing it live. We're doing it live.
We're doing it live.
How did we share it last time? Do I need to make a Google? No, because everybody made a Google Doc and everybody's
just
got
copy and
request.
Copy and paste it into the Zoom chat.
Yeah, but then you can't color coordinate it. That's
No,
what
but I don't think we actually need to color
I don't think we have to. I think it's just okay. So wait, who are people that are participating?
Ro, Kayla, Maggie,
Ro,
those 3, Matt. Anybody else?
Okay, so it's gonna go Ro, Kayla, Maggie, Matt. That's gonna be your order.
Okay.
Do you know who you're behind?
That's what she said. I'm after Kayla.
Okay. Well, last time we did it, I forgot that we did it like in. God, I won't let me copy and paste. Can somebody else try to paste it?
I can.
Okay, thank you. No, last time we did it, you guys, we had it organized that it was every 3, and that was super confusing when I was trying to edit because I was like, why do they keep going? Anyway. All right. Oh, you're having trouble too.
There it is.
All right. So what did I say? It was going to be Ro. Wait, did I say Ro, Kayla, Maggie, Matt?
Yes, that is the order.
Yes.
Okay, Kayla needs to unmute.
Nope.
Okay, there we go.
All right. All right. Let me reset this up because, yeah. All right, now it's time for Master She Said, and we've got some great volunteers from our chat, and that would be Ro, Kayla, Maggie, and Matt, who didn't volunteer, just got called out. So here we go.
Yeah, it's fine.
And do it kind of in the middle.
Which is big if you know me.
It's fun to acknowledge it, but part of me is also like, well, we're just gonna keep going, and I'll get to see your lovely faces next week.
Make it count. Make it special, everybody.
It's coming out on June 12th.
We are very open to do whatever is going to be the most comfortable for everybody. #consent.
The droplet spread is much bigger.
I said yes. And then I said yes a second time when I was asked, do you really want to do it? #consent.
I did have fun on my first night. #hopefully what, and Andy will say.
Oh my God, I thought I was done for the day.
You have to have cans.
They can always make that happen for us too.
Should I take that out?
Stick out your tongue.
Not everything fits.
Andy, back to you.
We totally made it about ourselves real quick.
We appreciate anybody that is able to give to us, especially at this time.
I did it correctly.
I always promise Amanda a pre-midnight bedtime, and I am sticking to that.
And I will stick to that tonight too. I promise you that.
I know you will.
Thank
Good job, guys.
Thank you, everybody, for doing that. That was good.
Nicely done.
That was real good.
All right. Before we get to the butter shemales portion of the show, does anybody want to, unmute themselves and talk? Say, I don't know. Do you guys want to talk about like highlights of the past year or anything? We generally do it at the very end, but I thought maybe we could just break it up and do it now. Wow, this is fantastic.
Cool.
Dennis just completely left.
Yep.
Like, well,
Not only did he not have anything to say, he didn't even want to be here to hear what anyone else had to say either.
Well, I can jump in with my mushy gushy comment.
Oh,
One of the highlights of my entire year, calendar year or year from broad birthday to broad birthday, is this community and having all of you to be in touch with in many different ways. And it has certainly been quite the benefit during the pandemic to have people that I know and care about, whether we've met in person or not. So thank you, Broads, and thank you, Broad audience, and love you guys.
oh, love you, Ro.
you. We love you. Amanda and I were on a call with some of our college friends last night, and I hadn't talked to them all in so long, and it was really nice to talk to people, and it got me thinking today, like, well, what have I been doing? Like, I haven't been very social over the last few months, and I think part of the reason I was upset when I got voted out was like I was talking to people every single day, and like the type A, like the extrovert in me was like just like loving that. And then I was like, oh darn it, like I was more upset like I'm not gonna have people to talk to tomorrow. And then like it hit me today. I was like, but wait, I see my like podcast friends, because you're not podcast friends because I know you through this, but like my friends through the podcast all the time, and that's actually really like been so great for me. Like it's been, you guys are my friends, and like it's been really just really nice to like, whether it's been like game night or on Facebook or on these Zoom calls or on the patron shows or whatever it is, like it's been really great. And I actually hadn't like been missing out on like extrovertedness and like human interaction because I've had you guys this whole time. So like it's been really great. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for liking me and not voting me out of the podcast world.
Oh, well put.
I'm gonna milk this for the rest of the show, and then I'm gonna edit this and be like, God, Colleen, you suck. Stop mentioning this, and then I'm not gonna do it anymore. That's generally how things go.
There's a readjustment period.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like totally fine now. It was Thursday. It was Tuesday. I'm good. If we recorded on Friday, it would have been bad. It would have been like Elizabeth Warren losing all over again bad. But like, it's not, we're good.
God, that happened this year too.
Yeah, it's been weird, guys.
It's been a year. It's been a half a year.
It's been half a year.
But
it's been half a year that feels like a full year.
Yeah.
It's really just, it's weird to me that we're not going to Comic-Con this year. Like that's I don't know. Like it's weird, and they were asked to do the Comic-Con from home thing, and we missed the email.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Sent an email and we were like, I'm so sorry, like we don't check this account very often anymore. And they were like, I'm sorry, like we're not accepting anything new. Like we did miss it. And like that felt really shitty. Was that
Oh,
like
That's too
if
bad.
somebody drops out, we can pinch hit in or something. I say like we, like I do anything other than sit there, and sit. But like oh, I don't know. Fingers crossed, maybe somebody drops down, we can like pinch in or something. But yeah, that was kind of a bummer. But I'm still looking forward to, I guess, Zoom Comic-Con. The Comic-Con, which, you can drink during the whole thing and not just all night long. All right. Back to the feedback. And then seriously, we are getting back to our favorite episodes and our favorite whatever. And we've got 20 minutes to do so. So let's pick this up, ladies. All right, here we go. The first email is from Jamie Joe, and I can do this one if you guys want to.
okay.
Okay. And Jamie Joe says, "Hey, ladies, Minnesota is MN is Minnesota, right?"
Yes.
You've been asking this. Okay, great. We did that good. Okay. Minnesota being my home state, you can imagine this last 10 days have been a bit stressful. I have many friends and family who live right in the riot zone, and I will say, even through the loss, they are all very supportive of the movement. But I like to focus more on what those of us not on the front line can do to help. There's a wonderful organization called Operation Baby New Year that has been putting together diaper drives for the city. And here's the info. The destruction in Minneapolis and St. Paul has led to the closing of many stores, creating a huge gap in access to diapers. Big box stores where larger quantities of diapers are available are shuttered. Smaller convenience stores with smaller quantities of diapers will not sustain the need. Due to the pandemic, many have lost their jobs, and public transportation is currently unavailable in many areas. So essentially, her friends set up Operation Baby New Year's, Operation Diaper Drop. They've distributed almost 200,000 diapers to community distribution centers across the Twin City. So if anybody would like to, the need is very high. So if anybody would like to donate diapers, two boxes of diapers is one power bill for a family. So it's just showing you like what you do to help them with their bills by sending them a diaper. And it's at operationbabynewyyear.com/operation-diaper-drop. .html. So I will include the link to this in the show notes, but if anybody is interested in doing so, I generally do on Amazon, like Amazon, whatever, for some local Raleigh things where they have diapers that, like diaper trains or whatever locally. But I will do this probably when I edit this, because that's what I do most things. You guys get so many things in the middle of that on Thursday. But if anybody wants to, put the link in the chat, and please consider checking that out and helping people in the Twin Cities area. All right. So we have two voicemails, and I will give both people, they're both here. Let's play the voicemails while you're here.
Hey, Amanda, Shandy, and Colleen. This is Greg. I wasn't sure if I wanted to call in or write in. I decided to call in so that way I can kind of put things in my own words and say them, I guess. I don't know. I don't have anything too crazy to call in about, but especially with everything going on right now out in the world, my life seems pretty trivial. But, it still matters to me, so I guess it matters. But I think you guys all know kind of where I work. To keep it vague for the public, it's a touristy thing. And we're back open, and it's just, I feel weird about it all because our guests don't have to wear masks, and the employees do, so it's very weird. And everybody else around this area seems to be kind of foregoing social distancing. I stopped to get gas this morning and went inside to grab something and wore a mask. And there was, a good 10 other people in there. And then nobody else was wearing a mask. I was the only one. and it just feels weird that everybody seems to be completely over COVID-19, and which, like I said, I sort of get if they were going to the protests and stuff, and even the protesters aren't necessarily forgetting it. But it seems like with everything going on in the world, people have just kind of moved on from Corona, despite the fact that it's still going, and we're here where I live, we're still getting more cases and having higher numbers, and it's just great. I guess I was just calling to check in just to give an update of what I'm doing. So I'm back to work, back around guests. Luckily, I'm not around the guests that are at my place of work too often, but I am exposed way more than I was just staying at home now. So I'm trying to stay healthy, trying to sleep and all that, and just trying to keep going day by day, doing what I can to stay healthy and clean at work, which is easier said than done sometimes. But that's kind of what's going on with me. I guess that's all I really have. I don't really have any question. I don't really have a question. But I hope you ladies are having a great night. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, Greg. Since that was last week, do you have any updates to add to that email? Oh, he's on the phone. He's leaving us another voicemail update right now.
That would be hilarious. Yeah, but I think basically most of the country is opening up a little bit too early, and
yeah, that's what it seems.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. Well, it's not kind of, it is scary.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank
So
you.
buckle in, everyone. It's frustrating too, because like everything that we did, and by everything I mean like, nothing, just staying home, but still like all of that staying home is just going to not really matter very much when cases start spiking again, because we opened up too early and people aren't, social distancing properly, and people aren't wearing masks when they should be. Like that's what's frustrating, is when like you're one of the ones that's trying to do the things to like help, and then the rest of the society is being antisocial.
Right. Well, the Groundhog's Day of the fact that we just might end up right back where we started, and everything's going to shut down again.
Well, exactly. And it's like we could have, like, this is why we all stayed inside. We all, some of us. This is why some of us stayed inside for a very long time. So, yeah, that's frustrating.
So Randy said that in Georgia, restaurants are opening at full capacity. And Dennis said in New York, at least upstate New York, over 95% of people are still wearing masks. And, my parents are still wearing their masks, and they said that a lot of people in New York were as well. So that, I think, yeah.
Rose says no.
No.
Ro begs to differ.
Oh, Ro, I saw the video of everybody telling that lady to GFY in the supermarket from Staten Island.
Oh my God. Wait, no, you don't understand. There's a Stop and Shop a mile from my house. I mean, a ShopRite. It was a ShopRite. There's a ShopRite a mile from my house, and I was convinced it was my ShopRite, and I was mortified. and I went into that ShopRite for the first time just a couple of days ago, and it wasn't that ShopRite, and I was so relieved. But look, I'm in Staten Island, and granted, it's the most suburban of the 5 boroughs, and some people call it the Forgotten Borough, and nobody in Staten Island is wearing a mask. I actually saw a young couple wearing a mask when I went for a walk today, and I was like, oh, look at them, very nice. And then as I walked past them, I saw that the young woman was pregnant. So that's why people are wearing masks, right? But when I was in Manhattan, I've been in Manhattan 3 times now. When I was in Manhattan, there are more people wearing masks. But if you go around the outer boroughs, no. So they think it's done. But anyway, sorry to interrupt.
Crazy.
No, that's fine. Martha said in Mexico, things have started to open, but still have increasing numbers. She's still staying home. Better to be safe than sorry.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of Ro, we've got a voicemail from Ro titled COVID-19 dating, which I'm intrigued. Oh, of course, it starts playing now as soon as I open it, like every other voicemail. All right, here we go.
Hello, Amanda, Shandy, and Colleen. It's Ro from New York. Happy 4th birthday. Cannot wait to celebrate together. I had a question that I thought I would pose to you, the broadcasters, and maybe to the audience who might be participating in the 4th birthday Zoom that's happening later this week. Here we are a few months into this pandemic situation, and each of us are learning how to cope with living with a coronavirus world, a COVID-19 world, and taking the next steps to open ourselves up to new situations and things we haven't done in a while. But for the three of you, you're all in committed, wonderful relationships. I do know that there are some people in the broadcast listening audience who are not, including myself. And here I am now starting to do things that I used to do, like going to more stores and going outdoors more and seeing people in my life more. But now I also want to start thinking about dating. And I don't know what to do moving forward. I don't know how to go beyond just online dating and chatting with people, kind of the way that we've all been chatting over the last few months via Zoom. I don't know how comfortable I would feel meeting someone new. So I thought maybe some of the broadcast listeners could share their thoughts and ideas about what they might be doing next in terms of dating. I know for myself, I don't know, how am I going to meet somebody new with a mask on? How am I going to move beyond that? How do we know what's safe and what's comfortable? For example, I have an old beau of mine who wants to come over and hang out, and I would certainly like nothing more right now than to have him come over and hang out. But the truth is, I don't know how safe it is. I've been around people who've been around other people. He's been around people who've been around other people. So how do you know what's next? So like I mentioned, I thought this might be a good question to open up to some of the broadcast listening audience, whether they're in a situation like I am, where they want to start dating or are already dating, or even people who are in relationships who just have some ideas. I certainly don't want to wait until there's a vaccine to start dating, or at least trying to. That's a really long way off. And, you know, TikTok, there's time's a waste in here. So if you have time sometime during this broadcast, maybe you can pose this question to everybody and we can take it from there. Hopefully some people will have some suggestions or at least share some of their stories. That's it for now. Happy 4th birthday to you all, and looking forward to seeing you soon. Bye.
Yes, we can totally pose this question to everybody right now.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a good one.
Kayla has something.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I actually just saw this recently because like I've thought about going back out into the world to at least talk to people. And I've actually seen a lot of people doing like social distance dates where they'll like go to a park or they'll go on a hike or something like that. So, you know, still a little bit of a risk, but not as much of a risk as like going and getting dinner or like going to the movies or something. So that's always an option. Yeah, that too. Yeah, that's pretty much all I was gonna say.
I think Tasia has some ideas.
Tasia here being like, really? What do I have?
Nothing actually useful. I was just texting Shandy like, oh, I have ideas, but it's nothing useful. I was thinking like glory holes would be good, you know, where it's like no contact except for like just the hole.
I've actually seen like a chart on like the different types of porn and like which is safest and which is most risky, and glory holes was like one of the more safer things.
Right. Condom and a glory hole. You're good to go. Unless like, you know, it's like, you know, I don't know how you would do it with a vagina. Like if it was like vagina, I don't know how, well, you know what, still work. You just need like a larger hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think you're onto something.
Let me tell you, my ex is posing every possible alternative and option, including showing up at my door, and he lives 2 hours away. And I'm like, no, I said to him what we already talked about. I didn't stay home for the last 3.5 months.
Yeah.
Right.
For nothing. And as much as I would love for him to visit, it's just not worth it at this time, you know. And the online dating thing, look, I've never had much success with online dating to begin with. And yeah, you can interact with people, but again, vaccine, year out, that's kind of scary. And if any of you know any approximately 50-year-old men in the New York City area who are single, let me know. Because, you know, I'll give anything a try at this point, but, you know, what are you going to do?
It's a hard question.
I agree with you. It's sort of really weird. Dan Savage is totally onto the glory holes, and Dan Savage is usually like, meet people right away, and Dan Savage is like, no, don't meet people right away right now. And I've had this
glory holes. This is like a 2016 broadcast episode right here.
I like it. I'm
I've had
here
the
for
same
it.
thing, guys wanting to meet. I'm just like, I thought I was okay with it. I said yes to one guy, and then I was like, thought about it, and I was like, I wrote it back, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I thought I was okay with it, but I'm not. Let's meet online. And he wasn't interested. And then asked me twice, like, when do you want to meet? And I'm like, dude, I told you I want to do online, and like, no, like, so it's just, I think there is some people that will talk to you for a little while before like meeting in person, but it's definitely, I got a really weird guy who said he didn't want to chat with me via the dating app because he didn't want to chat like two women because he's an alpha. And he also spelled alpha wrong, which was hilarious.
Did he spell like alpha?
No.
I know. I was like, I didn't even respond. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. Yes, no, you chat. Like normally, yes, you meet people, like you go meet people right away in a normal world, but not with this. You just have to.
Yeah.
A friend of mine was telling me that a friend of hers met somebody and they did lots of Zooms and stuff, and then they have now met in person, but they didn't do that right away. They kind of, and you know. Some people are talking about definitely like bubbling or having a pod with some extra people just to be around some other people, but it's definitely weird with dating. So I'm with you, Ro. I don't know what to do, and it's weird.
You know, it's like thinking about phases, and I know every state has different phases. For example, New York State has 4 reopening phases, and I know New Jersey has 3 reopening phases, and what's within those phases, but I'd like a reopening phase plan, and I don't know how to deal with that in this health crisis situation. So,
Totally.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You know,
I mean, I know I've looked at the guidelines, like trying to figure out if we can like have some people over in like our outdoor space, socially distanced. And when I was looking at the guidelines for that, all I found was stuff for businesses, and like there are different phases of opening. So it's like, if I can't even find clear guidelines of whether or not I can have like a couple of people over to socially distance, then I sure as hell I'm not going to be finding guidelines of like, at what point can you like get close enough with somebody that you could be having sex with them.
Well, I think the
vaccine.
No, I think the actual like guideline is 10 people. So I mean, 10 people orgies are still on the table.
It's really just a matter of whatever your risk tolerance is.
Yeah, I think I think it depends, like, because it's hard if you're meeting somebody through like an app. If it's somebody that you've never met before, okay, like in person, it's somebody that you don't actually know. You can't necessarily trust them. So I think that's the difficulty. If it's, for example, like your ex and you can really trust this person, you could you could both agree. And I've heard of people doing this to hang out, not necessarily for like hooking up, but it could work for hooking up. Like if you really self-quarantine both of you for 14 days, like get a 14-day stock of groceries and really don't leave your house for 14 days. If you can trust that the other person is going to do that too, then you could like have a whole weekend together and hang out. And
to be fair, like anytime you're kind of come into like sexual contact with somebody, aren't you technically trusting them that they are telling you the truth about
Yeah, but you're also wearing protection, so
Right. But
you're
I mean,
like trusting, but also
Right, and
terrifying.
just adds another layer of like
Like a literal layer, yeah.
Right.
and right, but that in that situation, so the layer is that piece of it, you know, a condom or whatever it might be. But in this type of situation, well, what about kissing? What about things like that? And the other piece of it too is now that we are all starting to move out of our own circles, right? So we're all chomping at the bit to get back to normal life. I had my first guest this past weekend, my nephew and my future niece, his fiance, and I went to my brother's house for the first time. So we're all trying to open ourselves back up to our lives. So my ex has 4 kids, and 3 of them are grown, and they all have girlfriends. So what do I say? Don't see your kids for the next 2 weeks. You haven't seen them for the last 3 months, right? Like, or what do I say? Stop seeing people in my own life. So the more that the world opens up, it almost closes that door a little bit tighter.
Yeah.
Well, I think also that though that is part of flattening the curve, right? Like you can't avoid seeing people for forever. It's just everyone has to be mindful of the people that they're in contact with. So that way we minimize the amount of exposure. So I know it relies on like a chain of people being just as like cautious and responsible, but like at some point, and I know this is like a weird thing to say, but like this is what the pediatrician told me when I had to take Alex there a few weeks ago. She's like, we have to open up. We have to get back to a new normal. And it's going to have to rely on a combination of people like following the rules, people, doing what they're supposed to be doing, even if it's not like the law or whatever. And it's going to have to rely on like, you interacting with people that you can trust then in order to do so. But like, it's not sustainable to continue this way, even though of course, and she was like, of course, it's sustainable for a little while longer, but like the overall like years and years and years is not sustainable. And it's going to just come down to, people really like everybody being on the same page and what they're doing and having a little bit of trust and realizing you are taking a risk, but like it's about exposing yourself to, instead of 100 people, like 10 people or something like that. Because it was all about, the whole thing of shutting down was about buying us time. It was about buying time to have PPE, to have hospital beds, to have more knowledge about what the virus was in general. And we do have a lot more of those things now. There was a study that came out today, and who knows, by Friday when this episode comes out, maybe this study is like null and void, but that was like one of the cheap basic steroids was actually very helpful in preventing deaths. So like it was about buying people more time to understand it. Like it's not going anywhere. You might get it, but it was about letting like the medical profession figure out a better way to treat you and keep you from dying. So,
I mean, I agree with that, but it's also like, I don't think anyone wants to, get the COVID. Right. And like I was reading an article the other day about a 20-year-old who had to have a lung transplant because of COVID-19. So like I would definitely still love to stay away from it, even if hospitals are better equipped now, but hopefully until, this new spike like goes out. But I really think there is something to this idea of like self-quarantine. Like it's kind of about like what do you really want and what are you willing to do for it? And I actually have some neighbors who did just that. Like they have been taking it really seriously, and they have some friends who have been taking it really seriously, and they all agreed to self-quarantine like super strictly for 14 days. And then their friends came over and spent like a 3-day weekend at their place. And so all of them like hung out and had like, like old school style, like sleepover. But they could actually have some social interaction and feel fine about it because they had all self-quarantine. So I would say, Ro, you should, if this dude is willing to show up on your doorstep, just tell him to stay home for 14 days and then show up on your doorstep.
Right. That's the parameters.
All right. If anybody has anything to wrote, send us an email, thebroadcasters3@gmail.com, or give us a call, 331-276-2373. Thank you for that question. I think is something that a lot of people are trying to figure out. Our next email is, and guys, in the outline, let's do numbers 5, 6, and then 4, okay? Is that good?
Okay. Yeah, no, that's great.
Okay. Our next email is from John the UPS guy. And before we do that, we need to acknowledge that Ed the Creepy Mailman has joined us.
Yes,
a while
indeed.
ago. So,
Hey.
Hey, meow, 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 meow.
he's got a pussycat in his lap in honor of us.
So many furry guests.
And my cat said there was going to be some hot kitty cats here, so that's why he's hanging out.
Yep, all the cool cats.
We did have some Fiona sighting before. All right, so we're going to do a couple more emails, and then we're all going to take anybody that wants to. I've got my tequila shot ready to go if anybody else wants to for our birthday, and then we will get out of here. I always promise Amanda an early bedtime nowadays, so I will abide by that.
Come now, we all appreciate the early bedtime.
Fair enough. All right.
But yes, I'm thankful for it.
Our next email is from John the UPS guy, and it's a birthday email. Anybody want to read that one?
I'll take it. Sure.
All
Okay. All right. Hello, ladies. Happy 4th birthday. June 14th is also the sober anniversary of the shooting at my UPS building in San Francisco 3 years ago today. It's a day of reflection with coworkers and family about a tragic day and how each day is a gift that is to be enjoyed because there are no guarantees of a tomorrow. Well put. I have listened to the broadcast since the start, and please know that you have provided hours of commute and lunchtime entertainment, as well as time and subjects of deep reflection. The broadcast is a place you can write an email, have it read on the show, and actually have the host discuss it for a minute. It is a place I can write today on this tragic 4th anniversary at work and say, fuck you in the face.
You can always say fuck you in the face here.
That is what it is there for. To all the pro-gun and pro-Second Amendment people out there. I will never understand the fascination and love of these people for their guns. Yeah. I will never forget that day and the sights and sounds that came with it, as well as the days following. I can only imagine what their families are dealing with today. Anyway, thanks again for such a great show and look forward to many more years to come. John the UPS guy.
Thank you, John. I'm so sorry for, all that you've been through. I think it's just a reminder to anybody out there that thinks that gun violence doesn't affect them. Like, somebody by degrees of separation that it has affected.
Yeah.
So
yes, and I would like to join you, John, in saying fuck you in the face to any pro-gun people and pro-Second Amendment people because it is psycho.
It is.
Yeah,
and I think we should just do a collective fuck you in the face.
Yes.
Yeah.
Throw it out the fucking window. I feel like that's one of those things that even like the progressives feel like they have to like be like, well, I mean,
oh, I don't think
like,
so.
I support your right to blah blah. Like, no, the Second Amendment is one of
no.
Hopefully, yes.
I think that's starting to go away. Thankfully.
Get the episode where we talked about the church shooting in November 2017, the church shooting in Texas, and I think I was like, I'm not for taking like all your guns, and Amanda said, and I quote, "Oh, I super want to take away all your guns." So,
I do. I still believe that. I super want to take away all of your guns. I really do. I don't see why you need to have any of them.
Yeah.
Go to a shooting range. If you want to fire a gun, go to a shooting range. You do not need to have one in your house.
Well,
you simply don't need to have one that can rapid fire military style shoot things. Like, you don't need it. You don't.
Like, but even rifle, I think you can have, because what about a woman who needs something for protection from somebody? Like I
That
think
gun-
there
the
are
gun
times
doesn't
when
mean an AR-14.
I don't think that you need to have it's a military grade rifle.
How many times has that gun actually defended that person versus been used against her? Versus let's maybe just teach men not to like rape people.
I think that we
attack
should
people.
just do that part. But
In the meantime, get her some like knife wielding skills.
But it is literally psychotic, and I think it's the one of the stupidest things that we have going for us. And it's like, why can't we learn from that? Like, if this was a performance evaluation, since I just finished my class, let me tell you, this is an area where we can improve, and we can improve upon it.
there's so many areas we can improve.
Right.
Yeah.
But by reflecting upon, things that have become sort of like fossilized in our thought processes, to throw them the fuck out the window and get rid of the Second Amendment. It's fucking stupid.
It's served its time, and in modern day society, we shouldn't have a need for it anymore.
Fair enough. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. We've got 2 more emails. We're gonna wax poetic about the happy things where we say shit to each other. We're gonna do a tequila shot, and then everybody's gonna go home. So
everyone's already home.
And then everyone's gonna go home. And by go home, you're gonna log off this Zoom call and you're gonna go watch season 2 of Pose.
Yeah,
exactly. Because you can't go anywhere else.
Because you can't go anywhere else, but you can watch that now, apparently.
all right. Does anybody want? We have another email from Catherine. Does anybody want to read that email, or do you want me to read it?
Oh, now I understand what you meant.
Yes.
Yes. No, numbers are hard. I understand now.
I think you should read it.
Me?
It's perfect for you. Yeah.
I think so too. I second that.
All right, so our next email is from Catherine, and she says, number stuff and an update. Amanda, Shani, and Colleen, I keep meaning to share this, so here's me sharing. Number stuff. Woohoo! One of my daughters was born on her due date of 6/7/89.
Oh, that's amazing.
Love that. Another one of my daughters was born on 12/12/93 at 4:44 in the morning. When added together, 9 and 3 equals 12. So 12 plus 12.
Ooh.
And plus 4 plus 4 equals 12.
Oh my gosh.
I know. That's super exciting.
Love it.
We retroactively dedicate episode 444 to your daughter.
Yes. Here for that.
I'm here for that.
Here for that.
You ladies are very generous. Thank you for laughing at my
Oh, that was so good. I loved it.
No, that was really fun.
That was a genuine laugh. That was the best.
I don't fake laugh very well.
No, nor do I.
We didn't even need Dennis's laugh track.
All right, almost done. So this daughter has 2 daughters. One was born on the 12th of the month, and the other was born December the 12th month of the year.
Ooh,
nice.
I know, super exciting. And then finally, an update. I wrote in probably a year-ish ago about my youngest coming out to us as trans.
Yes.
Yes, and we're at 2. Just wanted to say she's doing really well, and thanks to you and your listeners for creating a welcoming place. Be well, Catherine.
Oh, I love that. Thank you for the update. Oh, that brightens my day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happy Pride Month, Catherine.
Happy Pride
Very-
Month.
Oh man, yeah.
I like to share numbers one.
Ooh, please do.
Ooh.
All right. So,
We have Ed here live and in person.
all right. My fiance's birthday is 4/29, and you turn it around.
That's my wedding anniversary.
4/29. You turn it around. 9/24. September 24th is my birthday,
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, I love that.
and we said we should have got married last year, June 4th, 1964. Would have been both our years we were both born. So.
Oh, well, you still can next year.
Well, no, we missed it. 19. So now we have to wait We blew it, but
You
nobody
should
else
get
can.
married on June 4th, 2024.
Okay, something like that.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll just stick with the
You
birthday
can renew.
part.
You can renew your vows on that day, and then you can just celebrate that.
Yeah, that.
But that's our little number thing. So I guess that's for universe.
Yes.
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 Hashtag universe.
Hashtag universe.
Hashtag universe. All right. But no, thank you. Thank you, Ed. I love shit like that, as everybody knows. And thank you, Catherine, for the update, because I actually was thinking about you guys a little while ago, and I was wondering. So that was weird that like I put that out there and it came back. So really, really happy. Happy. You're really happy. What? Why is everybody laughing at me again? Does somebody have another background?
Nope.
Fine. Whatever. Really happy Pride. All right, finish this up with an Andy update.
All right. So Andy writes in 3 years of Andy's virginity. Hey, Broads. Hard to believe, but this is my 3-year anniversary of writing to the show. The first time was on a show that was released on, of all days, 6/9. Numbers. Boom.
Boom.
So now it's time.
Only because we recorded last weekend on June 9th.
Oh.
And it was sent in last week.
Yes. This email is from. Yes, indeed. It's the 3-year anniversary 1 week late, but you know, we're still in April, June.
It's fine.
You know,
Time doesn't exist. What's day today? Does it matter? It doesn't. Keep going. We're great. We're great. You're great.
So now it's time to reflect on this past year, which I'm told has only been a year. I guess the silver lining to our sense of time dragging is now you may have a better idea of how long a wait this has been for me. Needless to say, it has been a rough year for everyone. This pandemic disrupted just about every aspect of our lives. Thankfully, not the broadcast, which has helped keep me sane during this. Obviously, it put more than a damper on my prospects for a love life, but unlike other anniversaries where I got a little mopey about my lack of progress, I'm giving myself a break because this was beyond anything I can control, and being oh poor me is a really bad taste considering what has been going on even in just the past few weeks. I've been thinking a lot about how these 3 months have changed me and how I'll be in my relationships, romantic or not. All this time keeping away from each other has been the right thing to do, of course, and saved countless lives, but I think it has left us all with some kind of low-level depression. That's Fiona. I miss going to the movies. I miss not having to be aware of everything I touch and who may have touched it. I miss hanging out with my friends, watching whatever TV show we're working through. I haven't seen my best friend in almost 3 months, and while we keep in touch online, it's not the same. We're all feeling this way to some degree with our grief, fear, and frustration. I'm sure plenty of things will resume like they were before somewhere down the line, but I don't think everything will go back to the way it was before March. I think we're already seeing it now. Not that I mean to compare what I'm going through with Black Lives Matter. Nope, not by a long shot. Want to make sure everyone knows I'm putting my white guy privilege in check. Anyway, as hard as all of this has been, I'm holding on to hope that we're heading for something better. Back to my way less serious problems. I've griped a lot about my challenges dating, or more accurately, trying to find someone who maybe will have coffee with me. I wonder how dating will change once regular dating can resume. Sure there will be plenty of people who are just horny after months of isolation. That checks out from earlier in this conversation. Which always makes me laugh whenever someone says they haven't had sex in some window of time. That's a tiny fraction of the time I've been waiting. But there will also be people who will be a little gun shy about personal meetups even after this dust settles. Also checks out for this conversation earlier. Mm-hmm. It may make my reports back to you more interesting. Ultimately, everything in this story of mine has boiled down to fear. When I was younger, I was plagued by a lot of the anxieties of putting yourself out there, plus my insecurities and my beliefs that no one would ever be interested in me. And that evolved into me being afraid of that my lack of experience as someone in their 30s will drive women away. As this isolation has gone forward, I found some of that hesitation has been chipped away. I've started to have those desires of that connection overriding my insecurities that keep me to myself. A year from now, when hopefully a few of the crises going on are over, I don't want to be that same scared guy, and I don't think I will be. I guess what I'm saying, in short, is that I bought another box of condoms. Sure, they're for protection and prevention, but for now, they also symbolize hope and the promise of a great update down the road. Hashtag I'm 6 feet from hers 3 years on, Andy. Well, if that's not the best symbolism in a box of condoms that I've ever heard.
There is an update though from an hour ago. And
oh shit!
Oh, hey Broad, since I've been unable to find the full body size condoms as seen in the Naked Gun, isolation rules are still in effect. Drop a quick line. Wish you a happy 40th. Thanks for keeping entertained and giving us listeners a sounding board. 5 being the best yet. Long to do good things coming our way.
Oh,
awesome.
With the sweet and the salty.
I know I've been listening forever, but I don't remember how you girls met your significant others. I'm sure you guys discussed it before, like Shandy and Amanda. How did you meet Frank?
Have I told that story on the podcast?
Go away.
I don't know. Have you?
Oh no.
Because it's a story. I mean, it's really not even like the story of how I met him. It's the story of after. But I was supposed to be. I don't know if we have time for this. Do we have time for this?
I'm not going nowhere.
I'm asking the producer.
Okay,
Yeah,
I guess we
yeah.
have something for next week. I guess. So I was just curious. So
go ahead.
Well, I met Frank when I was supposed to be studying for midterms. Went to a friend's apartment and brought wine because wine helps you study or something. And we had a couple of drinks and then decided that, like, really, instead of studying for midterms, we needed to go down to the bar just below her apartment and have some drinks there. And so we did. And Frank happened to be there. And I met him, and there was like a paper mache cow involved that was missing a leg. It's the conversation starter. And then we ended up just talking. Like, he was with a couple of friends. I was with my friend. Just, we were all talking. That place closed. We went to another place at the end of the block. And my friend at one point was like, okay, I'm going to go upstairs to bed, but, like, you know, call me when you're done. So I just stayed and hung out with Frank and his friends. And when the bars closed, you know, they went their way and I went mine. And I was literally like, you know, like half a block from my friend's place where I was going to stay that night. So I go to her place, and you know, the first door, there's a code, which I knew because I was her friend. So I, you know, did the code, went in. Then there's a second door with the intercom. And so I'm buzzing her, and I'm buzzing for like 10 minutes straight. Nothing. And this is at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I realize I have no phone, no keys, no money, no Metro card, nothing. Because I had left it at her place because we like weren't planning on going out. So I'm buzzing, and she's clearly like sleeping, AKA passed out, and not waking up. And there's literally nowhere that I can go. So finally, I'm just like, okay, well, I guess I'll curl up on this doorstep. And literally just like slept there in between the two doors for, I don't know, maybe like an hour or two until somebody came in and that woke me up. And I like stood up like the drunk dumbass girl that I was and just like stood there like awkwardly. And the person lived there. And so they had a key, so they went in and I followed them in like a homeless person and went like upstairs to her actual apartment door and was like knocking on the door, buzzing her doorbell again for like 10 minutes and nothing happened. She still wasn't hearing me. So again, I was like, well, I guess I'll crawl up on this, like, and sleep on this doormat now. And so I did that for another couple of hours and then woke up again. And it was, at this point, it was probably like, 8 in the morning or whatever. Woke up again, like started ringing her doorbell again. And she finally woke up and let me in.
Oh my God.
Oh, dear. You that Frank?
That's how I met Frank. And then, so I was finally in her apartment and like, slept for slept for a couple of hours. And then like she and I, like neither of us went to class that day. We were just both kind of like recovering from the night before for different reasons because I slept on 2 different doormats. And then like Frank and I had exchanged numbers and I was just kind of like, oh, cool. Like somebody I can actually speak French to. And so whatever, we exchanged numbers. I wasn't necessarily expecting anything. But he called me the next day to hang out and go to a concert and we did, and the rest is history.
Nice.
Aww.
I don't think I've ever heard that full story.
I certainly haven't.
There you go. There is the added layer of like, he wasn't supposed to be there. Like neither of us were supposed to be there, #universe, because I was supposed to be studying for midterms and he was supposed to be at this other concert, but it was like sold out or something. So his friend was like, well, hey, I know of this little bar. And so there you go.
You were doing the doormat shuffle.
Doormat shuffle.
Well, now we know what to get you for Christmas is a nice doormat.
A really
a nice cushy one.
Yeah.
A sit upon, really.
Good times. All right. We need to do our shot and celebrate the end of it. I know I had asked you guys a while ago, like 2 hours ago at this point, what your favorite episode or moment of the season is. Anybody feel free to unmute yourself and jump in. I really love the Wow Broads Wow thing from the beginning. And I particularly liked our El Cinco de Zumo episode. Like that was super fun for me. So yeah, just having everybody do the That's What She Said. And I feel like it was particularly funny. And like, I know it's a good episode when I'm editing it and I'm laughing hysterically. And that doesn't happen very often. It happened during the Wikipedia one. It's happened during some other ones, but like the one where we're doing the That's What She Said off, like you guys were so freaking funny. You all brought it. And like, that just really made me happy and like was a bright spot in quarantine. So I will say the Wow, Broads Wow, and El Cinco de Zumo. Some of my best moments. Yes, and thank you all for listening to them.
You're here. Pour my shot.
Kayla says she doesn't remember the Cinco de Zumo episode, and yes, I believe that.
That tracks.
It was particularly amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for another great season. It's been really fun. Like I've, really enjoy doing this every week. And I'm really glad that, we're here. Anybody else have anything? You guys have any? Amanda, I know you've been thinking about it for like 2.5 hours.
Not as much as you'd think. Yeah, I think going through, I have such a bad memory. It's really, it's embarrassing, but I thought like any of our live shows, I feel like I always love, I think, for a lot of the same reasons, Call, that you already said, it's being able to connect with everybody. And I think the wonderful thing about quarantine and moving to this Zoom platform is now we can actually see you all too.
I know, this is so great.
It's always really fun when we used to do the YouTube thing and you can see everyone's chats like in the comments and whatnot. But this is like next level. It's so great to see everybody and get to interact with you on this level. And I think that's really been a bright spot in my quarantine as well. So that's always what I think about.
Somebody's
oh my god, who has a blue?
Is that Jaspy? Oh no, Tasia's muted. My bad. Jasper's really cute. He also doesn't bark like that. No.
I don't know. Whoever it was muted themselves real quick.
Busted.
I don't know. I've seen kitty cats around. Ed had one. Judy had one. I've seen puppy dogs. Somebody had a dog before Kayla, probably. Yeah. But
Lots of pets. I like it.
sorry, that interrupted Amanda. Well said, Amanda. Thank you.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah,
Wow.
Shandy, you got any?
Yeah.
I mean, same thing. I was like trying to look through the episodes right before, because I also definitely.
Don't forget that the episode in which your entire French family was on your bed.
That was a good one too. We were talking about that.
Yeah, that was literally the worst nightmare to edit because I couldn't like cut everybody together because I couldn't understand what they were saying, so I didn't want to like cut anybody mid-sentence, and it was just
Oh shit! Yeah, I didn't even think of that. I think I have a similar recollection of that to Kayla's recollection to Cinco de Zumo.
Yeah,
So
that's all right. I'm pretty sure I got pretty drunk sitting up because I was next to the fridge versus being I was always downstairs. I could only get another drink while we were on like commercial break. But anyway, all right, everybody. Thank you again. Cheers to another great season, and we will see you next week. We will be back next week for the start of season 5. We'll be recording for the next couple of weeks. We're going to take some time off in July. We'll have the bloopers episode in July as well. Just stay tuned for the announcements on that. We haven't quite figured out the scheduling yet. The patrons will be with us either next week or the week after. We'll also have the bonus show for the $5 level patrons. Speaking of the patrons, thank you guys. Anybody that's a patron, thank you for that. We really appreciate it. If you'd like to become a patron, you go to patreon.com/jandjack. We go to jandjack.com and click on the Become a Patrons link at the top right-hand corner of the page. See, look, I'm saying all this shit because I'm making sure you guys all stick around for the shot at the end. I'm making it worth it. Thanks to the patrons that contribute at a certain level, and that would be Creepy Hellman, Maggie the Magnificent, Greg the Gray, Tack from Tokyo, Eckhart Rickner, and Joanne with a Plan. Thank you guys. Oh my god, everybody, I went so out of order. Ed, you're always last, and I made you first this time.
Yeah, that's some mental gymnastics.
yes, but that's the perks of showing up live.
It's true. It's true.
Front of mind.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you all for listening. Again, thanks for a great season. If you want to do the blah 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 Amazon, jandjack.com/Amazon, all lowercase letters. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all I got. All right, let's all do a shot and then let's all go to sleep. On that note, everybody, cheers.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, Conte, thanks for bringing us together. We'll miss you at Comic-Con this year.
I know.
Oh.
I know. Maybe we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, you could be down in San Diego. That'd be fun.
I know. Otherwise, next year.
Yeah.
I hope. But, all right, anybody. Thank you, though. Cheers at home if you're listening to this and you're able.
Cheers, tequila shot for
wait.
us.
Hold on. Somebody is joining us right now. Is it JP? Oh my God, let it be JP.
iPhone. It's iPhone.
Oh, the anticipation.
The Skynet.
It's Skynet.
The iPhone is gained sentience.
Hello, iPhone. Who are you?
Announce yourself.
Are you there, iPhone? It's me, Margaret.
The movie Her all over again.
If I
Siri, is that you?
Episode Party Like Our Fourth Birthday. Oh, it's you. It's Randy. It's Randy. Oh.
No, he's kidding. Oh my God, is it Dindu?
Dindu Johnson. And my Johnson.
My Johnson.
They became a couple. They're quarantined together.
Yeah.
Quarantined together. They're really excited at the Supreme Court ruling this week. Which, can we give another I mean, I've got a little bit left, so I'll do another leg.
Oh, okay.
Okay, only for that landmark ruling.
Yes,
Yeah.
only for that landmark ruling, but I also need
But
to
also
see.
for what it represents. Like everything is shit right now, and something good still happened.
Kudos
So
to those lawyers for
Take the
playing.
win.
Kudos to those lawyers for playing the fuck out of Gorsuch and getting him, like, making the argument that they knew he couldn't refuse. So
Yes, also P.S. anyone who wasn't already against Kavanaugh, fuck you in the face.
fuck you in the face.
oh, look at Randy's background. Wait, Randy's ducked down again.
Oh,
Cheers to that.
that's beautiful. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Nice face mask.
Ooh,
Love it, Judy.
Love it.
2 glasses of champagne and this. We're gonna close this out soon. Otherwise, it gets to the point where I edit literally everything. All right.
Hey.
All right. Thanks, guys. We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Sorry that we won't see everybody in San Diego this year. Not feel bad. Whatever. We'll see you all. We'll be around. On that note, my name is Colleen.
My name is Amanda.
And I'm Shandy.
All right. Peace out, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Everybody.